The universe speaks to you and through you. There isn't a separation in the typical sense. Some of these beings that we call deities are actually less like humans and more, they're less firm, right? They haven't reached that level of physicality. And so they give us a representation of what they look like. Others have reached this physicality. They are what we call ascended masters. That's the delineation between these deities and what we call ascended masters. Ascended masters have lived in the densest layer of reality that we call physicality. And those that we call deities, often they exist in different planes of reality, in different, they're saying not of reality, in different planes of frequency. We can call on them at any time to assist us if we believe or are delivered the understanding that their particular frequency is meant to teach us in something that we are learning or something that we're experiencing. They have their houses, essentially, their areas where they have garnered great mastery, is what I'm hearing. So these beings, and I'm even so beautiful. Sometimes when I tune into these frequencies, it just catches me off guard. It's really, it just fills me with so much love. What I heard was even the sun, you know, tuning into heavenly bodies, as we covered previously. These are masters of particular energy bandwidths, a particular part of the spectrum, but it's more full than that. They're really showing me this sacred geometry structure. We can't see it. We're still at such a dense layer of reality that we expect something to look like a human. If we're going to honor it as if it's an exalted being, we think that it needs to have a head and two arms and two legs. We're very centered on ourselves that way. That's what happens as we get into more and more density. We become filtered. We become uh, blinded, more and more flattened is what they're showing me. More and more flattened is all. So it's not a punishment, but the way that it comes through and the way that it feels in my body is like, oh, that's dense. And if we could see multidimensionally, this is why when we move into those frequencies, light language comes through, and different ways of channeling the energy come through our bodies, because it is beyond the denser layers of pragmatism and linear, or what we perceive of as linear. Even linear is sort of an it's a higher frequency term. That we're mistranslating. When we think linear, we think dense, but they're telling me it's not dense. It's actually a string. It's a platform that we can build on. Interesting wording. So these beings are masters of dimensions. They are masters within frequency realms. They may have been embodied in the earth planes. They may have been embodied within other planetary systems. They are here for us. They are ever present. They live in the realms outside of time. So they're beyond birth and death. Many of them have experienced birth and death. There are several beings coming through right now. I'm really seeing Kali. Very much seeing Isis. I'm seeing the energy of the sun. They're saying these are frequency realms that we have mastery within. These are the bodies that we inhabit within a certain frequency realm, because we exist there to project, to radiate that particular teaching of frequency, that particular frequency teaching. So these beings exist within predominantly their consciousness, and their embodiment, as we could call it, exists within a certain layer, frequency layer. The denser that it gets, the more that it looks like something we would recognize, like a human body or things like that. But when they have reached their mastery within whatever realm, they do become non human in their form, in their complete form.